Describe a person who likes to dress fashionably. Okay, I would like to talk about one of my favorite actresses, Gina, who is very fashionable. Well, she's very stylish. Yeah, I mean, she picks out the perfect outfit every time she gets dressed. But that doesn't mean that she shops a lot or only wears designer clothing. I mean, she often upcycles old clothes or purposely buys them from environmentally friendly companies. Yeah, so she shows us that we can still be fashionable without having expensive luxury clothing. And that's what makes her stand out among all the other fashionable stars. Yeah, so I really like her. I actually follow her on Instagram. She shares lots of her thoughts and glimpses of her daily life on Instagram, which I found very engaging. Nowadays, most people on Instagram are very pretentious, but she's just being herself, sharing her daily life and her outfits. So yeah, she's not only fashionable, but also very charming. I really like her. So when I received this cue card question, my all-time favorite actress Gina immediately came to mind. Describe a person who inspired you to do something interesting. Okay, I would like to talk about my good friend Kim, who inspired me to challenge new things. Yeah, he's my inspiration. Well, I met him in middle school. It was actually the very first day of school. He sat beside me and introduced himself, and we struck up a conversation. Well, we had so many things in common, so we hit it off right away. He's been my best friend to this day. He's very successful in his career. He teaches English to children for a living. He started his YouTube channel aimed at kids learning English a few years ago, and it was a big success. He's got a lot of subscribers, and now he's running his own website, providing various online English courses. Yes, so he's not just a teacher, but also a successful businessman. Yeah, so he's such an inspiration. I mean, he never stops pushing himself to the next level. I've seen him struggle with his work, but he didn't give up. He stayed calm and tried his best to find solutions. I really respect his strong resilience and the way he carries forward. So, yeah, because of him, I've challenged myself more often and like to try something new. I really admire him. Describe a time when you saw a lot of plastic waste. Okay, let me tell you about the time I saw a lot of plastic waste on the beach in Bali. When I was 12, I traveled abroad for the first time on a family vacation to Bali. Well, of course, I could barely contain myself since it was the very first time flying on a plane and going to the foreign country. And if I were to pick my favorite moment in Bali, it would be the time we had fun on the beautiful beach. Well, I forgot the name of the beach, but I remember how picturesque it was. With emerald water, golden sand, and impressive surfers riding the waves. We felt like we were in some kind of heaven, But, however, when we were on the way back to the hotel, we saw a huge pile of plastic waste on the beach. Well, we were shocked by how much was there. It was probably from the tourists like us, who visited this beautiful beach. What a shame, I know. Well, the image was so overwhelming. On the one side, picturesque beach with people laying in the sun. On the other side, a huge pile of waste. So after I saw that, I swear I never littered. Anyway, so that was the time I saw a lot of plastic waste on the beach. Describe a time when you received money as a gift. Okay, let me tell you about the time I got money from my parents as a birthday gift. Well, this takes place when I turned 25. My parents gave me money for my birthday because I asked for it. Well, at the time, I was really into old acoustic guitar songs and I was dying to learn how to play guitar. So I was kind of saving some money for it. Then my parents asked me what I wanted for my birthday. Well, my dream guitar costed a fortune, so I just asked them to chip in. And thanks to my parents, I could finally get my guitar. It was just gorgeous, with a dark brown body and a shiny gold headstock. So, it was both unique and beautiful. Plus, most importantly, it sounds awesome. I loved it. Well, and since then, I practiced playing guitar on a regular basis. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do when I have some spare time. And my favorite songs to play are all by the Beatles. I'm a huge fan of theirs. Yesterday, Hey Jude, and so on. They're my all-time favorite songs. Playing their music makes me feel so relaxed and happy. So this guitar is more than just a thing I own. It means a lot to me. Anyway, so that's the story when I got money as a gift. Describe an activity you enjoyed in your free time when you're young. Okay, let me tell you about the activity I enjoyed a lot when I was young. When I was a kid, I loved riding a bicycle. Well, I first began learning how to ride a bicycle when I was very little. I got a bicycle as a birthday gift from my parents, and my dad taught me how to ride. Well, at the time, I went everywhere on my cute little bike, and my family was very keen on bike riding as well. So we often went to the park, rode bicycles together, and had nice picnic lunches on weekends. And actually, several months ago, I once again started riding a bicycle on a regular basis because, I wanted to get back into shape. So now I try to commute by bike during the week. And on weekends, I enjoy bike riding in the park. Well, I have a friend who also loves cycling, and he's the one who I usually go bike riding with. Well, cycling is great for everything. It really helps me to control weight and reduce stress and anxiety. So since I started regularly riding my bike, I've been feeling much more energetic and definitely less stressed. So riding a bicycle is not only something that I enjoyed when I was young, but it is also one of my favorite hobbies to do recently. Yeah, I love it so much. Describe an object that you think is beautiful. Okay, let me tell you about my guitar, which is the most beautiful thing I've ever owned. Well, so this takes place when I turned 18. At the time, I was really into old acoustic guitar songs, so my parents got me a guitar as a surprise birthday gift. Well, I had told them that I've been dying to learn how to play guitar, but didn't expect that they would actually give me one for my birthday. So yeah, it was such a delightful surprise. And that guitar was gorgeous with a dark brown body and, a shiny gold headstock. It was both unique and beautiful at the same time. Plus, most importantly, it sounds awesome. I loved it. So since then, I practiced playing guitar on a regular basis. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do when I have some spare time. Well, my favorite songs to play are all by the Beatles. I'm a huge fan of theirs. Yesterday, Hey Jude, and so on, They're my all-time favorite songs. So playing their music makes me feel so relaxed and happy. So this guitar is more than just a thing I own. It means a lot to me. So when I received this cue card question, my guitar immediately came to mind. Describe a piece of good news that you heard about someone you know well. Okay, I would like to talk about good news that I got from my old friend Kim. Well, a couple months ago, my friend Kim told me that he finally published his book, which was great news, of course. Well, he's very successful in his career. I mean, he teaches English to children for a living. He started his YouTube channel aimed at kids learning English a few years ago, and it was a big success. He's got a lot of subscribers, and now he's running his own website providing online English courses. Yeah, he's a successful businessman who has a good problem solving and communication skills. So, I've seen him struggle with his work, but he didn't give up and he stayed calm and tried his best to find solutions. Plus, he never stops pushing himself to the next level. A lot of his students consider him to be their role model. So I also really respect his strong resilience and the way he carries forward. He's an inspiration. So I know that publishing his own book was his dream goal. So it was such a great news for me as well. Describe a movie you watched recently and would like to watch again. Okay, let me tell you about a movie I watched a couple weeks ago and I would like to watch again. Well, the movie is a comedy called Don't Panic, which was so well made and hilarious. Well, my favorite actress Gina is in it. Actually, she used to only do independent films, but she has recently become famous because of this movie. Well, anyway, so the movie was about a girl who can see ghosts. She's beautiful, but acting so weird when she sees ghosts. And there's one guy who found her interesting because of her ghost problem. Soon he develops a feeling towards her and finds out that he doesn't care about her problems anymore. The story is really cute, and the writer has a great sense of humor, so it constantly cracked me up. Well, so out of everything, I found her acting to be most outstanding. She gave me goosebumps many times throughout the movie. And thanks to her part in that movie, she's finally starting to make her name on the global stage. Anyway, so the movie was one of the best comedy movies I've ever watched, so I would love to watch it again. Describe a popular place for sports that you've been to. Well, okay, let me tell you about the public park that I often go to and has lots of people doing various workouts. I often go to the public park, which is within walking distance from where I live. Well, the park is huge, so if you go there, you can find many people working out there. Running, cycling, and playing tennis. It's a huge park offering tennis courts, bike trails, and even a place to fish. I've seen people fishing there many times. Well, moreover, it's a great place to take a walk when the weather is nice. It has beautiful views of nature, well-managed walking trails through the trees and all kinds of flowers. So I go bike riding in that park on weekends. I have a friend who also loves cycling, and he's the one who I usually go bike riding with. It's a perfect place for us to ride bicycles since it has nice long bike trails and beautiful views. I really enjoy it, which helps me to relieve my stress and feel refreshed. Anyway, so when I got this cue card question, this park immediately came to mind. Describe a person you met at a party who you enjoyed talking with. Okay, I would like to talk about Jean, who I met at a party. So I went to one of my friend's birthday party a few years ago, and I met Jean there. So at the party, he sat beside me and introduced himself, and we struck up a conversation. Well, we had so many things in common, so we hit it off right away. Well, he's the sweetest person I know, and he's been my best friend to this day. He's also very warm-hearted and considerate. I mean, he thinks of others before himself and always gives a hand to the needy. Yeah, and he also does a lot of volunteer work. He usually volunteers to help poor children. and sometimes participates in environmental campaigns. Yes, so he strives to make the world a better place. Also, he's very successful in his career. He teaches English to children for a living. He started his YouTube channel aimed at kids learning English a few years ago, and it was a big success. He's got a lot of subscribers, and now he's running his own website providing online English courses. He's a wonderful person and also a successful leader. I'm very glad that I met my good friend Jean at the party. Describe a photo you took that you're proud of. Okay, let me tell you about the picture that I took and felt proud of. Well, the story begins with my family vacation in Bali. Well, when I was 12, I traveled abroad for the first time on a family vacation to Bali. Well, of course, I could barely contain myself since it was the very first time flying on a plane and, going to the foreign country. Well, and if I were to pick my favorite moment in Bali, it would be the time we had fun on the beautiful beach. I remember how picturesque it was, with emerald water, golden sand, and impressive surfers riding the waves. We felt like we were in some kind of heaven. And today, we had dinner at the restaurant nearby. And my dad asked the waiter to recommend some popular Balinese dishes. So we had some grilled pork, fried rice, and some kind of fish soup. Well, the fish soup was, shall we say, an interesting experience. It was very sour and contained cucumbers, which gave it a unique taste. And you know what? I had captured a photo of my brother trying the soup, and his reaction was priceless. I mean, he looked like he was about to puke. So every time we look at the picture, it reminds us of the good times we had in Bali. So yeah, I'm very proud of myself that I took that picture. Describe something you had to share with others. Okay, I would love to talk about my beautiful guitar that I've been sharing with my brother. So this takes place when I turned 18. At the time, I was really into old acoustic guitar songs, so my parents got me a guitar as a surprise birthday gift. Well, it was such a delightful surprise, and the guitar was gorgeous with a dark brown body and a shiny gold headstock. It was both unique and beautiful at the same time. Well, since then, I've practiced playing guitar on a regular basis. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do when I have some spare time. And my younger brother, just recently started learning to play guitar. Well, he has his own guitar, but likes to play mine. So, yeah, I just let him play it. Also, I've been teaching him how to play the guitar every weekend. I teach him everything from basic tuning methods to, how to read sheet music. And, he follows along very well. He has quite a bit of talent and, enjoys it a lot. So, yeah, I feel happy to teach him. Well, so while we are kind of sharing my guitar at the moment, his birthday is coming soon, and I'm thinking of getting him a new guitar. Describe a time when someone gave you something that you really wanted. Okay, let me tell you about my guitar, which was the best birthday gift ever. Well, this takes place when I turned 19. Well, at the time, I was really into old acoustic guitar songs, so my parents got me a guitar as a surprise birthday gift. Well, I had told them that I've been dying to learn how to play guitar, but didn't expect that they would actually get me one for my birthday. Yeah, so it was such a delightful surprise. And the guitar was gorgeous, with a dark brown body and, a shiny gold headstock. It was both unique and beautiful at the same time. Well, plus, most importantly, it sounds awesome. I loved it. So since then, I've practiced playing guitar on a regular basis. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do when I have some spare time. Well, my favorite songs to play are all by the Beatles. I'm a huge fan of theirs. Yesterday, Hey Jude, and so on. Yeah, they are my all-time favorite songs. Playing their music makes me feel very relaxed and happy. So this guitar is more than just a thing I own. It means a lot to me. So as soon as I received this cue card question, my guitar immediately came to mind. Describe a noisy place you have been to. Okay, let me tell you about my favorite cafe, which is very noisy on weekends. Well, this cafe is located in the heart of downtown, so there are a lot of landmarks around. The area is always busy with tons of tourists, couples, and locals hanging out. The cafe is quite old, but the interior recently received a complete renovation, so now the inside is very modern and vivid. Well, the place is quite spacious and has floor-to-ceiling windows that let in abundant natural light, giving it bright ambience. Well, I think because of its nice atmosphere and modern interior, it has lots of good reviews on the internet, and many young people post about it on Instagram. So that's why this place is always packed with people, and it gets very crowded and noisy, especially on weekends. I'm sad that it got really popular these days, but it is still my favorite cafe. I love their coffee and their friendly staff. All the staff working there are so welcoming and kind, so I try to go there on weekends. So I try to go there on weekdays when it is less crowded. So when I received this cue card question, this place immediately came to mind. Describe something that you did with someone or a group of people. Okay, let me tell you about the time I went for bike riding with my friend Han. Well, recently I'm really into riding a bicycle, so I even try to commute by bike during the week. And on weekends, I usually go to the park for bike riding. And my friend Han likes riding a bicycle in the park as much as I do, so we often go for it together. It's good that I have someone to enjoy bike riding with. Well, so last weekend, we went to my favorite park, which is huge and has a variety of facilities like tennis courts, walking trails, and well-managed bike trails, and so on. Well, so whenever I go there, I can see lots of people running, cycling, and even enjoying picnic. I love its vivid and lively ambience. Anyway, so in the park, of course, we enjoyed bike riding together. It was great that I could relieve my stress and get some fresh air. Yeah, it was as perfect as usual. Well, I love cycling because it's fun, but also it's great for both physical and mental health. It helps me to get into shape and also reduce stress. Since I started riding a bicycle regularly, I've been feeling much more energetic and less stressed. So, I would like to do it more often with my good friend Han.